Okay, ladies. On fait le silence. Hey, welcome to our Thoughts Your Thoughts, a show where we talk about things you want to talk about
and the things you don't want to talk about.
Yo, this dude looks so familiar.
He does look familiar. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm CJ.
Have we seen you before?
Yeah, man, you see me before. You know, we did a show a little while back. You know, at James Salon. Shout out James, Barber James. You know, it's AKA Grandmaster Fades here.
Well, thank you for being here. As you can see, this is our mystery guest. I didn't just use a shadow because he's black. Okay, I just wanted to make it mysterious.
He's just trying to say I'm dark. That's what he's trying to say?
Oh, you're chocolat.
The darkest one here.
Hey,
Hey.
I just
enough of this
noticed,
colorism.
speaking of black, I just noticed that we're all wearing black hats.
Oh, right.
That's true.
Tux.
That's true.
Hey, listen, you know why? Because we're celebrating Spike Lee's joint.
Ooh.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Shout out to J Mike watching from Calgary or Toronto. I'm not sure which one it is, but shout out J Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
So, let's get right into it. We don't have a baker this week because we've been talking about our favorite cereals for the last
while.
I want to say the last 10 years. But hey, remember this friendship started over milk and cookies, but then it expanded to like cereal and milk and other things like that. So, you know, we've been talking about cereal for a long time. Yeah. But which cereal did you bring today, Rob?
So, I'm gonna try to do this without giving a shout out to the brands and the manufacturers.
They ain't paying us.
They ain't paying. But shout out to these. They're the bootleg version of my favorite cereal. They're here they're called Cinnamon Bliss, aka Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah. See, I just blew it.
You done messed it up.
But I've been loving these for years, man. They're like cinnamon rolls taste, but in this like cracker thing. It's just really good. Like Golden Graham thing.
Yes, the milk.
It's Golden Graham.
The milk after the cereal is done.
Yeah,
when you have those in there, woo.
And we're gonna keep it healthy, kind of having some unsweetened almond cocoa milk.
There you go.
All right, so no, you don't have to worry about it. We're respecting the Canada Food Guide, with the exception of the actual cereal.
Right.
Meaning we're respecting our bodies, right?
This
Exactly.
is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
By putting sugary cornstarch in our bodies, but balancing it with
almond milk.
Almond
exactly.
cocoa milk.
Exactly. So it makes it okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my cereal, one that has been one of my best friends since the age of 5. I've had many I want to say cereal bowls. I've had many salad bowls of this cereal. There's no, I didn't want to get the generic version, and I can't hide it, but it's my old pal Toucan Sam. Fruit Loops.
Follow your nose.
Just follow your nose. I want, over the years, I'm like, yo, they don't really show those commercials anymore. And I'm like, did Sam die of diabetes?
No, they like marketing wise, they can't show these little cartoonish things.
Why?
A lot of things have happened since we were kids.
Please educate me.
I can't. I don't remember exactly.
Or are you gonna ruin it, like telling me the real ingredients in Kentucky or something?
Oh
no.
Yikes.
No, it's because it's like it's using these characters to sell the cereal to kids, which is not just misleading. It's dangerous because the kids are attracted to like the cartoony stuff, right?
Yeah, well, that's why they get the cereal, because they're attracted to the
exactly.
So how's that any different than celebrities endorsing like Pepsi?
But they're not kids.
Yeah, but Toucan Sam isn't a kid.
I drank Pepsi as a child because of Michael Jackson.
Did you drink Sprite because of Grant Hill?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I did not.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything because of Grant Hill.
No, I didn't do not one thing. Honestly, not one thing.
You know, the only thing I have because of Grant Hill is I have a bad right knee.
That's cold, man. That's cold. That's cold. That's cold.
Speaking of birds,
Okay.
Little Bird told me that someone in this area has never eaten Fruit Loops before.
Yeah, I've never had Fruit Loops before. Never in my life. Listen, they just look nasty to me. I'm sorry.
Talking about his best friend.
I know.
Yeah, did you see that? Like the intro, I gave it, and then you're like, yo, it's doo-doo.
It's like fruit in a bowl. It's like, it doesn't taste like real fruit. It just can't. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it already just sounds better.
Wow.
It already sounds better.
How about you taste it a little bit, and then if you don't like it, then just try. Like,
see, like my kids have had this. Like, I used to make like the girls have it, and the young kids have it, and I'll try it, but
go ahead. I'll let you.
I have to pour it out right now.
Yeah, man, go for it. So while you guys are doing that, let's go with the tip and the song of the week. But Rob, what's your tip of the week? Actually, sorry, CJ, what's your tip of the week?
Oh man, go to Rob.
So I'll open it.
He'll open it for you.
All right. So the tip of the week. Tip of the week would be it might be the same tip I had. Yeah, please. It might be this
because it's currently vomit in the bowl. So let's not put too much.
I'm sorry for all you guys who love this. It smells nasty. Okay. Tip of the week.
We're gonna get sued.
I would say.
Yeah.
Tip of
Can you pass me the milk, please?
I would say that would be never give up. It doesn't matter how hard it gets. No matter how hard things get. No matter what mistakes you've made or whatever. Keep going. Keep going.
When did that ever happen to you where you had to say that to yourself?
Keep going. I had to say it to myself yesterday, today. Yeah, I need the milk. I had to say it to myself. I say it to myself every day, because every day there's opportunities to make mistakes, or opportunities to give up, opportunities to quit. So I literally say it to myself every day.
That's dope.
It's dope. Yo, so we already have some comments already. Philip says, yo. Nicole says, salut. Nicole says, no, don't eat that. and Philip Banks says, get some tricks out there.
Okay.
Oh, tricks? No, shout out, yo. Like, I'll click a like button for that. The tricks are delicious.
I never had tricks either. You see, okay,
tricks are for kids.
Let me clarify why. Okay, when I was a kid, okay,
you didn't have fun.
No, I had fun, but my mom was not buying she wasn't buying the ones that were on the commercials. I had cornflakes. I had cornflakes.
That's punishment.
That's like the stereotypical.
But I had cornflakes.
Add sugar to it.
Oh, bro, cornflakes, sugar, and it's microwaved.
What?
Like warm milk. Oh,
what,
bro? I'm telling you right now, that was my jam.
Now we up in big leagues.
That was me,
I am
bro.
very happy with. Based on that story, I've been blessed in my childhood.
I'm telling you,
too blessed.
I never had this. The closest thing I had to any type of fun cereal was Honey Nut Cheerios. I had Honey Nut Cheerios for a while, and then I discovered Frosted Flakes. Life changed.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're great. Yeah, that makes sense.
Your mom was strict.
Yeah. And broke. That's it.
There you go. Oh man. So a lot of people are saying, yo, where the honeycombs at? And then they're saying, yo, why are we using silk? It's like, because we're health conscious, even though we're not.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right. It's a balance, people. We got to have some type. This show has sugar and comedy.
That's what you grew up on?
Okay, look. I grew up on this. I grew up on. No, I killed some honeycombs too. And some. Yo, are you gonna be sick?
Do I have to have more?
You know, you can dump it if you want.
Wow.
You can dump it if you want.
This is the kid that grew up without fun. That's why he doesn't like it.
Yeah. Take that. Go ahead with me.
There you go.
Can I have some of the?
There you go.
There you go.
Some of the real stuff.
I'll have some after. There you go. But Rob, what's your tip of the week?
You're in the middle of saying something, Jeff.
Did I? Was I?
Doesn't matter.
Yo, don't forget it. I'm like the dog from Up. It's like, my master says it's squirrel. Hi there. Yeah, so if I don't stay on point, like you'll lose me real quick. But
wait. Can you guys see how much he has in his bowl? Did you eat dinner? I know you ate.
Okay. So I'm eating this right now, and I just had a quarter chicken leg with another like back of the chicken with sweet potato and some shrimp on the side. I'm a growing boy.
Your kids are gonna be huge.
I'm so screwed. But hey, it is what it is, man. And I went to my boy DJ. Shout out to DJ. We had a lunch meeting at Perkins today, so I had the tremendous 12.
Wow.
So yeah. All right, guys. Today's episode once again brought to you by diabetes, but it's all good. So, Rob, what's your tip of the week, man?
You know what? This cereal reminds me. My mom used to buy a box of this cereal for each of us. So we're 4 boys growing up. Mm-hmm. Within a day, mine was gone, and my other brother, it would last the same amount of time. Mm-hmm. But my 2 skinnier brothers, their thing would last like weeks, you know? And you know what they did,
right? That's why they were skinny.
At some point, they started hiding it from me.
They had to.
Because I found that, I found the stash and I ate it. It reminds me of that. Like, I don't know how you can have something delicious and be that disciplined about just taking a little bit at a time.
As a kid.
I
this is not going to last more than 2 days.
Well, of course.
My mom would buy marshmallows and they'd be gone in a day.
Yeah.
I just sit down and eat the marshmallows. Oh, I get in so much trouble.
Yeah.
If my mom bought food, it was gone in a day. I was born at 10 pounds, 5 ounces, and I never looked back.
Whoa.
It is what it is, man.
My tip, fellas, is, you know what? If you mess up, it's okay to apologize. It's okay to apologize and actually mean it.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you do, you should do it for yourself and not just for the other person. You have to unload it off of you and put it on the other person to forgive you. And if they want to, they do. If they don't, that's fine. But as long as you're able to be real with yourself and real with that person and be like, you know what? I messed up. I apologize. If they accept it, that's cool. Then it's no longer your issue. That's my tip. Cool. It's okay to be late and apologize for it.
It's all good. My tip of the day is don't judge somebody if you've never lived in their shoes. Okay? The reason I'm saying that is because I was just talking to CJ a little earlier, and I'm currently reading Undisputed Truth, which is Mike Tyson's autobiography. Dude, the stuff this guy has been through would have broken a normal person. And I'm only in chapter 3 of like 20. And I'm like, oh my God, I still can't believe it. And you always hear like on the news and in the media, and when he was on the come up, they're like, oh, this guy is a savage. Oh, he's crazy. If you would have lived through some of the stuff he lived, you'd feel the same way. Right? So that's why, like, I look at him like, man, you really can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? Some people are just shitty people. It is what it is. But a lot of people have a story behind, why they're the way they are, or they even have just a facade in terms of who they actually are. So that's my tip, man. That's it.
That's cool. It reminds me of immigrants. Talk to an immigrant, which most of us are. I am. You're like first generation and shit.
If they vote no at the next referendum, I'm officially an immigrant because I was born in Quebec.
Oh!
Yeah, man.
Really?
Je suis un Québécois, moi. Yes, sir.
Third world.
Oh, snap.
If you actually stop and talk to someone who had to uproot and come here or go somewhere else, their story is always, like, amazing. It's always, like, not amazing. Incredible. Meaning unbelievable. Most of them, if you listen to your dad's story or your parents' story, about what they had to do like, first of all, why they had to leave, and what they had to do to leave, and then giving you a chance to eat cereal in front of a bunch of people. Always incredible.
That's true.
So the same thing. Don't judge a book by its cover, man.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So click the like button, guys. Share the show. I know we started a little later, but it's because, hey, we were getting cereal and stuff prepped, so it is what it is. Once again, shout out to our guest CJ, our mystery guest. Yo, CJ, I know you love music. Yes. Anyone who follows you on Instagram at Grandmaster Fades, they'll notice you have a love of music. So right now, what's the song that you have on repeat right now? Like, what's your joint?
One of the main songs I'm listening to right now is that song by Kirk Franklin. I'm always bad with titles, but I'm just gonna look it up quick if I can. Am I allowed to do that?
Of course.
Is it the song with Salt and Pepper?
No.
What? Stomp?
No, that's
1996.
That's forever ago.
It's true.
Yeah.
Love Theory.
Love Theory?
Love Theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love Theory.
Yo, shout out to that Kanye joint on Instagram with the outside church. Have you seen that?
Yeah, with the Fred Hammond song.
Yeah.
Yo. I felt the vibe, man.
But I felt the vibe. But that's the thing is that's crazy about that is most people are gonna watch that and be like, yo, that's crazy, but they won't know the samples of gospel song.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that's Fred. Okay.
Because I wasn't sure, but it was Thomas who was like, oh yeah, that's Fred. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. But black people, right? When you hear the I'm like, no, I ain't never heard that at the other church. I'm gonna just put it out there. I never heard that at the other church. But yeah, it's dope. But even the fact that he would think to sample that, like, and I want to clarify something as we move on, okay? So Dat Man Coke got on me the other day. Okay, shout out to Dat Man Coke, one of the co-hosts of the Man Show. And I said, listen, Kanye.
Dat Man Coke is the best gift giver ever.
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Shout out to Dat Man Coke.
I need to make him my friend.
He hooked up my newborn son with some Jordans.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out
Big up,
to Dat Man Coke.
Big up.
It was completely unexpected.
Wow.
Those are the best gifts, the unexpected ones.
Absolutely.
But I forgot my train of thought. Help me out here. What was I saying?
You were talking about the song itself, and
I'm so lost. Yes. So I was saying Kanye is one of those dudes that when you hear about people who see music in colors, I felt like Kanye was one of those dudes. And then I said, guys like Miles Davis, and then I even threw in like Mark Ronson, who's done a ton of producing for like Bruno Mars and Amy Winehouse, and I said Kate Renata too, who's like this Canadian producer. I'm not saying that Miles Davis and Kate Renata are on the same level in terms of accolades. Like Miles Davis is a legend, right? There's levels to this game.
Yep.
But what I was saying was some people you could tell like when they listen or see like do music, they just see it differently.
Yeah.
That's the point that I was trying to make. That's it.
So what did he say?
He was saying, Miles Davis, Kate Renata, yeah, you tripping. You can't put them in the same sentence. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to say they're on the same level. I'm just saying...
They're just points of references for you.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, Cassandra Boger, shout out. She's like, oh my God, is CJ the barber?
Duh. Yes, I am.
She's like, I just caught on. Oh, man. But so Kirk Franklin, Love Theory. What's your track, Rob?
It's Help by the Beatles.
I need somebody.
Help.
Not just anybody.
I swear you've used that before.
Maybe. But I don't think so.
Well, no, you use other Beatles songs.
Other Beatles songs. But that's, when I think of the Beatles, that's the first song that comes to mind. Because I just love the way they do their music. They kind of give you the hook right at the beginning of the song.
Like 50 used to do.
Yeah, they just catch you right away. Yeah.
Yeah. You cut her boyfriend's hair. That's why she...
Okay,
like
cool.
Seb.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Seb.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He's good. He's trying to make sure not to lose a client.
Yeah.
So regardless,
Seb,
Seb,
yeah. Sebastian. Yeah, Seb.
There you go.
I have a few Sebs, to be honest with you. So
there you go. My song of the week is "Please Me" by Cardi B and Bruno Mars.
Well, the new joint.
Yes, they need to make an album together. Yet. They need to make an album.
Is it dope?
It's basically sounds. It's like an '80s vibe again, like Finesse.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It sounds very like it's like Belle Biv DeVoe meets Color Me Bad.
Oh, I heard they did another track together.
Yeah,
I heard
it's pretty dope. It's pretty
sick.
dope. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
I gotta check that out.
Oh man, but yeah, man, those are all some fire tracks actually. So make sure you check out the playlist on Spotify. It's dope because it's got all this stuff added on a weekly basis. So click the like button, share the show. Let's get into the topics. So first topic. So the NBA. You know you're a big NBA fan.
Yes.
The NBA is proposing to lower the draft age from 19 back to 18. What are your thoughts on that?
Me personally, I think yes, they should have done this a long time ago. I think that the one and done rule. I mean, I've been trying to understand what the purpose of it for, other than them going to school and so on and so forth and getting education. For me, it must boil down to money. That's why they did that in the first place. Yeah. But I'm not sure how it all works out because I don't see how them going to school that 1 year helps them with their education in any way, shape, or form, other than going to school that 1 year. Or I guess you're preparing them with higher level coaches or whatever the case is. But I just think that it should be an option for them. So if they have an opportunity to go pro, then they can go pro in the NBA. Because technically they can go to Europe if they wanted to, right? So for me, it's like I don't really, and we're finding out that a lot more people are doing that. A lot of guys are coming out of school and they're doing that. Even this whole thing that happened with Zion, and you saw Luka tweet, hey, go to Europe. You know what I mean? So this whole idea that if they don't make a change, that players will start to do that as the leagues in Europe get better, and the NBA is drafting from there anyway. Yep. Like with this whole thing with Luka, for example, they're all saying that he should have gone number one, right? And so they're realizing like at this point that there is talent out there, and it's not just from the NCAA. Yep. So personally, I think it's a good thing if you can draft them, you can help develop them, you can do all these different things if they're physically not ready or whatever, and not to mention, I mean, the teams don't have to pick them, right? Like you don't have to get picked. And if I'm not mistaken, you can enter the draft, and if you don't get picked, still go back to the NCAA and enlist in school. If I'm not mistaken, so yeah, I don't see what the issue is.
The thing that I find interesting with that is, I really don't see. I'm with you. I don't see a point. Really, the only point is it's financial, because when I heard that. For that Duke North Carolina game that happened last week, where Zion got hurt in the first 36 seconds, there were tickets going for $10,000. Yeah, $10,000.
And Obama was there.
Was there.
There's other people there too.
There were other people. It was like a superstar show, right?
They said it made more money than the Super Bowl.
But Jesus, like so like you said, if you go to school for a year, like what are you gonna learn? You're not gonna get a degree in a year. Number one. Number two, you're basically making money for the school, right? Because think of how much more revenue Duke is making by having Zion and RJ Barrett. Think of how much money they're making, right? It's just like, imagine if back in the day, if LeBron had gone to Ohio State, how much money they would have made. The benefit is just for the university, and they're already making money off the backs, right? Some people here are saying, make it either a 4-year program, make them 4 years of college or a degree. But then at the same time, it's like some people are not built for school. Okay,
right? Yeah.
The whole point of going to school is to get a degree to make money. If making money is you playing a sport, then what's the point? Right? It's like I saw that skit on Saturday Night Live when LeBron was on once, and the big joke was, I forget who was acting like his coach, but LeBron's like, "Coach, I think I really want to go to college," and the coach said, "For what?" And then he's like, I want to get an education. And the coach said, Google anything you don't know. and it's so true. Because they're just making money off their backs. Yeah. There's a risk of you getting hurt. Okay. Right? Because now people like look at all the analysts. They're like, "Yo, Zion, just shut it down. Like you've already proven that you're going to be either the number 1 or the number 2 pick. It might be your teammate Barrett that goes number 1, but it'll be like a flip between the two of you. What's the point? You're going to make your money. There's no point in going.
Like speaking of the education point, like at some point, Shaq was the youngest player drafted in the league when he came in. He was really young, right? But he left school early because I think he went to UCLA.
Yeah, he went to
LSU, yeah. And if you look at him now, post basketball, he's become a doctor. He's a cop. He's had the chance to really take advantage of the riches that he accumulated, and he invested into his education. Right. So if you're that good and you're 18 years old, and you get into the league, maybe that should be your investment to yourself is during the time that you're playing, because you're only playing like a few months out of the year, and you're training the rest. You can go to school part time.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Look at the number of players that have come out early and went back to school, right? Vince Carter went and got his degree. Jerry Stackhouse went and got his degree. Yeah. Look at John Wall. He tore his Achilles. He's like, I'm gonna finish my degree.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get guaranteed money, you might as well get that money and say, I'm gonna finish my degree afterwards.
Yeah, I mean they can always go back at some point in time and finish their degree. I know a lot of them do it, but at the same time, a lot of them don't. I mean, like we're talking about the guys that are potentially. The guys that we mentioned right now are guys that are either in the Hall of Fame or potentially Hall of Famers or could be Hall of Famers or Hall of Fame talent in John Wall. But there's a bunch of players that get drafted that come out whatever that don't do it. Like I'm trying to think of there's a guy that just slipped my mind right now. Kwame Brown. I don't know if Kwame Brown has his education right now. I don't know if he went back to school and so on, but he came straight out of high school, right? So it's for me it's if you're coming out of high school. No matter what, either way, in life in general, the responsibility is on you, whether or not you're going to. There's people that come out of high school that you guys know that I know that left high school and went to the workforce, and if they decided that later on in time, in order to later on in their life to go back and pursue their education, they had a choice to go and do that, and I think that it should go the same for them, for these people who are athletes and so on and so forth.
Well, think about Luka Doncic, right? Yep. How. I think he did it right, really, in the sense like he played in Europe, and then they said he was the consensus best player in Europe. So chances are he was getting paid.
Well, he's been getting paid since he was 14.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So he's been getting paid, and I'm sure other guys who hear that, they're like, oh wait, that guy got paid and got drafted in the first round,
and they get paid pretty well too in Europe.
From what I understand.
Yeah, well, he was playing in the best league over there, right? Ricky Rubio was the same thing. He was getting paid at 14, 15, playing on a national team and all that. Yeah.
So my question is this. It sounds cool. It sounds good as an outsider saying, they should go to the league by the time they're 18. Would you let your kid forego school to go to the league?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I would tell him he has to go to school. But you can let go of school. You can go to school online. There's correspondence. There's I mean, like you can go in the summer. You can go there's ways that you can go to school and still play in the league. Like I don't understand what the problem is here.
It's like it's funny. It's like someone sent me a meme and they're like, I thought you would enjoy this, and it said you have the choice. Someone puts two choices on the table for you. They give you $100 million cash, or a book that tells you how to make $100 million. And then they show the person choosing the book that says how to make $100 million, and he opens it and it said, "Should have taken the cash, dummy." Right? But so to me, it's the same thing. You're going to school to make money. They're giving you money to go play sports. So if you really want to. First of all, surround yourself with good people that are not, blue collar or white collar criminals that are going to take your money one way or another. Invest in this laundromat. Well, easy, right? Not to hate on laundromats, but I'm just saying, anything crooked, for example, right? But at least you have the money, you have the capital to do whatever it is you want, including going back to school. And once you're a millionaire, you can go to school and have no debts, no loans, no nothing. If you happen to not be on a full ride or whatever, right? And the thing is, that whole thing, and they brought this up in the comments section, there's such a small percentage of guys that are going to go to the NBA from the entire NCAA.
Yes.
So those select few, it's like the NCAA, like it's like a means to an end. Like the program's going to take in some guys, make some money off of them. Because think about that. It's like the thing that drives me nuts is like if you look at that the arena where the guys are playing basketball. If let's say they seat 10,000 people or whatever, each of those people are paying at between $20 and $200, we'll say, right? So if you do the math, that's quite a bit of money per game that's coming in. Yes, there's other expenses. I get that, but then you have to think about TV deals, all these other things.
Yeah, that's where the money comes from.
Which is where the money, like that's why if people, I know in football they want to make bowl games because you get like an extra $1 million bonus or $2 million bonus, but that's all on the backs of the kids, right? And the other thing is the NBA benefits from this too, right? Because they don't have to pay to brand the kid because he's doing that branding during that 1 year in college. Yeah. If not, he's done it already in high school, like Zion. Zion's been doing it since high school. Yeah. Right. So he's already a brand, right? So they don't have to. Oh, let's invest. Let's have a marketing team behind him. Well, you don't have to. You already did it in college. So anyway. Cool. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway,
that was a good topic.
Yeah, man. So
I feel like we can keep going on that.
Yeah, for sure. So click the like button, share the show. Let's just keep it going. I love that there's conversation going on here. Mostly people are saying, you know what, money is. Oh Lord, some people are saying it doesn't matter. Let them play in a G League or in Europe. And a lot of them are agreeing with us and just saying it's to benefit the NCAA, really, and not anybody else, right? And Phil is saying make money and manage it.
Yeah, but who's gonna teach them that?
Well, but the thing is, school doesn't teach them that either, right? So make money and manage. I would say that the NBA should put together something. There's a program. I'm not sure if they have this or not. I would be surprised if they didn't. But have a program that they must attend. Part of their contract, they must attend in order to and that program teaches them how to file their taxes, how to manage their money, and so and they must attend it for their rookie year or for their rookie contract. The whole rookie contract is that they have to attend it how many times or whatever the case is.
But what would be the benefit for the NBA to doing that?
Well, because
it'll make the kids smarter, and the NBA will have to pay them a little bit more because the kids understand contract.
Well, I think. Well, remember these kids are not making money on their own, right? They all have agents, right? So the agents are already educated. But you want the NBA, like as a league, you don't want the thought process for people to go through after is that people come in, they make their money, and and then they're broke at the end of it. Like there's countless stories. We have the Latrell Sprewells of the world, the Antoine Walkers of the world that are broke.
Latrell is broke?
Broke.
No way. I thought he was making money on his brand.
No, he's broke. Like 2006, bro. like they're broke. And I mean there's countless stories. I can't remember what the numbers are, but the percentages are over 50% of people that come in the league end up bankrupt or broke.
So it's like people who win the lottery.
At their jobs. Yes. Yeah.
And exactly, it is a lottery, but it's one you had to work hard for.
Yeah,
right?
Fair enough. But, so there should be a program. I'm just saying it doesn't make the NBA like as a whole. There's just a negative tinge to it. There's a negative spot to it. If they can clean that up, why not? It may not be the top of their agenda, but if you could clean it up, why not?
So Phil's making a good point here where he says make part of their salary pay into a pension. I think there is a pension. I think there isn't that.
There is a pension, but I believe it's after a certain amount of years that they played.
Yeah, because Phil, you're saying like for the first 10 years, a lot of these guys don't last 10 years.
Yeah, it's like 3 years.
So it comes afterwards. It comes after. Like Allen Iverson has. I remember this whole topic about Allen Iverson having a pension, and that doesn't like he had to play a certain amount of time, and then the pension doesn't kick in until I think next year or something like that from since he's retired. But
okay, cool. Anyways. All right, man. Good topic. Let's keep it going. So this one's a bit lighter, but I was interested to see what you guys had to say in this. They're considering adding breakdancing to the Olympics in 2024.
Summer or winter?
I guess it depends on the country.
Definitely summer.
No, it could be like if you're in a climate where it's always winter, maybe you do it outside on ice or something. I don't know, man. I'm trying not to discriminate. You know what I mean? So, but
you know what? What I gotta say to that is, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up, man. Yeah, I think it's fabulous, man. Yeah, it's an incredible thing that it's even being considered. Yeah. But if you ever see breakdancers who get down on the floor, those are athletes. Those are not for sure. Like it's not dancing. These guys are strong. They're coordinated. Like you need real skill to do it.
Core strength is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't see the main thing I got was like, I've watched rhythmic gymnastics. How is that different from dance? The only thing I can see that could be a problem is like there's so many different genres of dance that they would all be like, why don't we get an event?
Yeah, because once you say breakdance, then where does it end?
Yeah.
Well, even within breakdancing, there's a lot of different disciplines.
True.
Yeah, there's the top rock. There's the floor. There's the b-boying. So it's.
I will say this though, and this is my personal opinion, so do not be offended. I think that breakdancing is more of a sport than equestrian. Wow. Riding a horse.
Yes.
The horse is doing most of the work. Yeah. The horse is doing the work. I know the person on top is guiding them, and the horse is doing the work, though. It's the horse.
I've never been on a horse, but I'm sure it takes a lot of work. And
skill. For sure.
And also, like...
It seems like a hobby.
Think about the history of the Olympics and the history of equestrian and stuff like that. I think they go back a long way.
So why don't they have? Well, then they should have chariot races in, or they should have like.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome, though.
But then they like have knives sticking out of like the chariot and stuff like that. Like back
they should have the horse racing.
I can't even believe you guys said that.
Why not?
Yeah, I would love it.
Oh man, but no, it would be interesting.
Yeah, I think there's so many crews out there in the world.
Wow,
that it would work.
Wow,
that there'll be. You know, it's so cool to see kids get up and do a little bit of breakdancing and stuff like that. Not everybody is set up to be like a pure gymnast.
Yeah.
Or a pure basketball player. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe football should make it before breakdancing. Not. Anyway.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to do that.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that.
The NFL controls that too much.
Yeah, they'd be like, we're losing money.
Yeah, we're not sending our pros.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that, and like the Olympics is only what, 2 weeks, or how long are the Olympics again? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But like
20 days.
Okay, fine. So it's for a month. Yeah. I mean, like, so how many games are they playing? You can only play one game a week. It's football.
Yeah.
I mean, like 4
games.
You play 4 games.
4 games dictates it.
Yeah,
and a bunch of concussion.
So DJ's saying I don't mind it as a demonstration sport. They are used to promote the sport, and then Lex seconds that. So
what about at the X Games? I can see personally. I can more see it being more beneficial at the X Games.
Are the X Games still a thing?
I think so.
I feel like it was bigger earlier.
Yeah, when we were kids.
Yeah, maybe we're just old and we're not paying attention.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I saw the X Games recently. But I mean, I think it works well with like, you know, skateboarding and inline skating and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know about the Olympics, but it would be cool being a breakdancer and have an opportunity to represent your country to win gold.
Yeah,
that would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be dope.
I think it would create more breakdancers.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Because we'll be like, oh, there's an outcome to this.
Yeah, right.
Because right now people are doing it like there is tournaments and stuff like that.
But this will be on a world stage.
But
this
people
would be
do
like
it
huge
for the passion of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, crazy!
And they already train like world class athletes.
Yeah, they're doing it all the time, right? Yeah,
absolutely. More than those who do equestrian. Can you pass us some water, Rob, please? Because this next topic is fire. So click the like button. Let's go. Share the show. Let's do it. So, guys, it's official.
Lord have mercy.
It's not the end of Black History Month, but we got some Black history because R.Kelly has been formally charged again.
You know what? I gotta give my fellow Robert credit for turning himself in. He didn't run. He didn't make a big fuss, a big drama about it. He turned himself in. It takes a lot of money to do that.
Because guilty people run.
Yeah. But
he might have a
dude is guilty.
No.
This is rough.
Come on, man. But he's out on bail for $100,000.
But did you hear how he had trouble
coming up with
$100,000?
I heard about that.
He struggled to come up with that $100,000.
So what was he struggling financially? Is this what's going on? Or?
Maybe all that hush money, yo. He got nothing left.
It takes money to operate a cult.
Yes,
True.
That is true. What I found fascinating about this is that a documentary did more damage than the actual court. Yeah. It's a documentary, but that tells us something about the
public
age we live in. That's what I'm saying. Something tells us. It's kind of like all you need to do now is accuse somebody. And
it's over.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah. There's that documentary, Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
I am not watching.
I'm not watching that.
I'm not like Dave Chappelle said. My blackness can allow me to.
Right? Yeah.
Like, he said that about this, or was that
about R.Kelly?
Yeah, I remember that.
Back in the day.
I remember that. Yeah.
Cassandra says it's because he owes all that child support.
How many kids R.Kelly got?
I don't know. Can someone tell us how many kids is he? Well, that we know of.
Yeah, how many claimed?
How many claimed kids? But I remember they showed that.
So gross.
But remember, they said something like when he filed for divorce or whatever from his ex-wife,
like
married? In the documentary, The Surviving R.Kelly.
I didn't watch it.
And like he would be messing around. Well, allegedly was messing around with these young girls in the studio in the basement, and his wife was upstairs, and he was just like, "Yeah, you can't come down here. We're working."
Yeah, she's an accomplice. Yeah. Like, come on, man. You know exactly what the man be doing. There's no way you don't know that he was accused of stuff. Everybody in the world knows, except for you. I don't believe that. And you have young girls in the basement, and you're being told you can't come.
I don't know how you let young girls in the house in the first place.
Well, I mean, just because he was accused of it,
they were trapped in the closet.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
You were waiting to use
that.
Yeah.
No, but just
it
because
comes naturally,
just because he was accused, right? I'm not saying he wasn't guilty, but I'm saying from her perspective as his wife, just because he was accused, if he spun whatever story the way that would be beneficial, she's going to try to she's going to believe what she really wants to believe. And so whatever things that may come up, she's going to try to hold on to that. Not to mention, are you going to want to blow up the lifestyle that you have as well?
Which makes her an accomplice. Like she's aiding him and his situation.
Okay, fair enough. If she's seen stuff and didn't approach him about it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I agree with that. Fair enough. So staying on the line of court stuff, I forgot to write it down, but guys, the Jussie Smollett update. So now he's saying that he wrote. Well, he was charged.
Update?
Yeah, he was charged.
Okay. Is it true that he's at the same jail as R.Kelly? I heard they're at the same place. I swear.
This is like saying
it might be Chicago. No, because he's in Chicago.
Yeah, right.
This
That's what I'm saying.
Like saying that every black celebrity is Haitian.
It's anyways, like that. But yeah, but I heard that they're at the same prison.
You see that Mahershala Ali? Haitian. We claim everybody. Yeah. But yeah, so there's an update saying that he's charged, and also, but now he's saying that the payment that he gave the Nigerian brothers
was for training
and a meal plan and all this stuff. But then there's still video of them buying like masks and MAGA hats and all that stuff. Plus, initially, he didn't want to give the police his phone. So they're like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. However, it seems like everybody's... but here's the thing. Everybody's corrupt on this side, right? Because this is also the Chicago Police Department. If Hollywood has taught me anything, it's that the Chicago PD... So, I don't know, man. But what do you think when you... Like, what do you think in terms of that whole situation? Oh, and Empire... scrapped him from the last
I just heard about that, yeah.
But it was just two episodes. Imagine if
such a pivotal part, though.
If they just took him out of the entire series from before, like erased him, that would have been something.
Yeah. Oh, and Lex is agreeing with you. He said, I think they're locked up in the same prison.
Holy.
Well, they're not in prison because they're both out on bail, right?
Yeah,
but they
were. What is going? Yo, Are they sabotaging Black History Month? Like, we only get 28 days.
Jeez,
Jesus.
Yeah, but this was nuts.
But it reminds me of what we were talking about Spike Lee earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Trump's tweet towards him and saying that
I didn't see this. What did he say?
That Spike Lee's acceptance speech was racist.
This is the same guy who said that the people in Charleston who had tiki torches, there were some fine people.
Yeah,
that's probably why he's mad. If you've ever seen Black Klansman, he puts him at the end. He puts him in the movie saying that. Like, he puts a clip of when Trump says that. So he's probably just butthurt. But what? It's true. He's probably just butthurt.
Can we take a moment just figure out what does he mean by racist? I always like to understand what somebody was coming. What was he saying that what Spike Lee said was racist?
So basically, the whole speech was talking about the 2020 election.
Yep.
Saying that we want to be part of the right side of history, so you got to go out and vote. Mm-hmm. Basically, talking about changing the president.
Right.
And he took it personally. You know.
So why? But why? Okay, yes, because it was personal.
But he took it personally.
But why race?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand it too.
Okay, all right.
Because he started his speech.
You're trying to understand Donald Trump?
He started his speech talking about a lot of Black history stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the people who've come to this point to give him the opportunity and all that stuff. And then he talked about the 2020. Okay. So he took it personally.
He used his platform.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But I forgot why I even brought that up, but it had to do with the whole R.Kelly thing.
And Jussie Smollett and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were talking about Black Klansmen, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
If it comes back, you can bring it up. Yeah. But yeah, Lex is saying about Jussie Smollett, he's so consumed into his lie, he's believing it at this point. That's like, you know what that reminds me of? Okay, you guys remember the show Seinfeld?
Nope.
Come on. You know, well, he said no. You
being serious?
I never watched it.
What?
Yeah. What show did you watch on Thursdays? Don't say Cosby Show, because Cosby Show was done.
I never watched Cosby
New York
Show.
Undercover.
Malik Yoba. Martin.
Haitian.
Yep, Martin's Haitian too. Martin.
Longest? But the thing with the whole remember when George, he was like, he's like, if you don't believe that it's a lie, then it's not a lie.
Yeah.
It's pathological liar.
Well, because that's what he's saying. That's how he beats lie detector tests.
Yes.
Yeah. Because and at this point, it's like, it's not even that he believes it. I think it's one of those things like, it's almost like you can't admit it now. You know what I mean?
Like he's so
far gone. He's like, well, I can't go any further. Because, like you said, like, just the story doesn't make sense. Especially, you know, if an organization like TMZ can't find a video of your beating, it doesn't exist. Because they could find I'm surprised TMZ didn't find Bin Laden before the U.S. government did.
You know, this is the new age Milli situation. This dude might off himself one day because he's done. Yeah. Music career is done. Like, his public life is done, and he can't, even privately, he wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, he has set himself up for a huge downfall in his life. Like,
period.
Yeah, in every aspect.
Like, he might do those those cheating or lying commercials for a really obscure brand.
You know what? He's gonna be on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. That's what you're gonna see him. That's what you're gonna see him.
He needs to. Wow. He needs to come forth and just say, look.
He's gonna be like, yeah.
That's my tip of the day. That's my tip of the day.
Yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah, I messed up. You know what? I messed up. I had a plan. And you know, whatever it is, just needs to just come out and say it, because it is bad. It's if it's actually untrue, like if the story is actually untrue, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, but you know who lied to people and still ended up on the right side of history? Bill Clinton.
Phil was just talking about him, about how come there's documentaries about R.Kelly and documentaries about everybody else, but nothing on Clinton.
Power.
He was the original, like, Me Too. Like, no, seriously, he was the original. Guys, the president, because the whole point of the hashtag Me Too movement is using men who abused of their power to take advantage of women.
Yes.
He was the president of the United States who got head in the Oval Office from an intern.
Yes.
Is that not the ultimate abuse of power?
Intern.
Hey, be nice.
No, she wasn't that busted.
She wasn't busted.
There's no busted women.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay. And
then
all of
or the top of the head of it.
Oh, wow. So okay. All right. Okay. Tell me how you really feel. No, but seriously, like, nobody's saying anything. They're just like, black people are like, before Obama, he was the closest we got to a black president, and then everybody's just kind of forgiving it. It's true. He got hit in the whole. And the thing is, it's hard. I can imagine like any, like president or leader of state of another country having to deal with a country where the president just got head in the Oval Office,
right?
In his like high quarters, like the White House. Like when they talk about the Oval Office, it's like the promised land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then for this dude to do this, and then he's just like, I did not have sex. So he perjured himself.
Yeah.
One. And then he's like, he took your tip, and he's like, my bad.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, okay, he apologized, and then he's already getting impeached and all that stuff. That's enough. But he's still, when he went around and was doing tours with speaking engagements, he's still making millions of dollars.
He's still making
his
money.
Clinton
now.
Foundation is still making millions of dollars.
Off of us.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Listen, I think these things are going on, right? Like Bill Clinton. Well, Bill Clinton's not the first. R.Kelly's not the first. He's not the first celebrity to be doing this, whether or not they're underaged or whatever the case is. Like we know these things happen. It's. I just find it interesting, or the part that really, I guess that really gets me is why them? What is it about R.Kelly? Why they're so adamant about him? What is it about
Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby. What is it about that people are so adamant to?
What month is this?
February.
What? It's Black History Month.
Oh, okay. Black put you in jail month, but it's
Black people.
Black people. But yeah, like now that doesn't mean that what they did. It doesn't mean that what they did isn't bad. It doesn't mean it's not. It's not like horrible. All I'm saying is that there's all this emphasis put on them and all this energy, and it's not really getting to the big picture. That's why I had an issue with watching Surviving R. Kelly, because first of all, I didn't like the fact that it was called Surviving R. Kelly, like he was Charles Manson.
Yeah, and right? You're already your judgment is being set for you,
right? Okay, so there was that aspect. From what I've read and from what I've seen, a lot of the people that were interviewed in this thing weren't the victims. They were connected to the victims in some way, shape, or form. I'm using the word victim, in quotations because I don't know all the details. And so my thought was like, why are they focused so much on doing this and bringing it? And I'm like, there's bigger picture. Like there's the fact that this is going on in the music industry is the bigger picture here.
Yeah, because he's not the only one. Yeah,
no, of course not.
For sure.
Anyways.
Oh, man.
But so, based on what you're saying, what I want to know is this. It's not just why. It's more like who's profiting from this. Because going back to the whole Zion and the NBA thing, it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about money. So somebody is profiting from this situation, just like somebody was profiting by keeping it on the DL. So it's like who's really profiting?
I see what you
from
did there. Keep it on the down low.
Nobody has to know.
Oh man. Well, but before we move on to this, but Phil had a really good point. He says there were other women in Clinton's case, like Paula Jones. That's the thing. He was an alleged multiple offender. I said it once. I said it 79 times. Me Too is colorblind. Which leads us into our next topic. Mr. Robert Kraft. Okay, click the like button, share the show, let's do this. So, Robert Kraft was formally charged as well on count of solicitation, prostitution.
Yes.
Because he was basically caught up in a sting operation in Florida because they were trying to crack down on human trafficking. Now, yeah,
that's bad. Yo.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you flip that? Anyways, keep going.
That's the question. And I looked at what they charged him with, and they said that he can be in jail up to a year, which won't happen.
Right.
He'll get a $5,000 fine community service, right. And he has to attend a class which talks about the dangers of human trafficking.
Yes.
That's his punishment.
Well, if
he's guilty or
that's
whatever.
Because of the lawyers he got, right? Like he knew about this.
He's got friends in high places.
He knew about this way before.
It was a 6-month sting operation, bro.
So he knew about what? Hold on, he knew about what?
That it wasn't what he was doing was not on the up and up.
That's one, but I'm sure he knew that it was gonna come out to the public at some point, and they had enough time to work things out.
But it happened like right away though. Like he was there, then the news came out like the next day.
Yeah, but they said also like, well, because he had been there multiple times, right? And they just stop laughing. And
he was there 2 times in 24 hours.
Golly.
He was there 2 times in 24 hours.
I'm in love with the coco.
Yo, I think that's a good commercial for Viagra. You're there 2 times
in 24 hours.
In 24 hours.
Are they gonna take advantage of that?
He's old as balls.
77.
Yo, some of these comments are hilarious. Okay. Lex says, Robert Kraft, Haitien.
No.
Philip Banks says he won't see the inside of a jail cell. Weinstein is literally roaming the streets, so it's not going to happen. But also, prostitution should be legal. That's what he says. So, this should never have been illegal. Highly regulated, but legal. Okay? There's no arbor... It's about the justice system. There's dudes on murder charges getting out. No more room inside jails for Johns. Makes sense. Thank you for joining us, Nicole. Nicole's going to bed. Thank you. And DJ just said maybe we should just get more doll brothels.
Yikes.
Oh,
I think
that show made me upset.
I was gonna say like the issue. There's 2 issues going on. One, you have the soliciting, right? And if you're soliciting prostitution or whatever the case is, and there's 2 consulting adults and 2 things are going on, whatever, that's one issue. And him being connected to that, based on who he is, and apparently he really cares about his image and so on and so forth. This is a big deal.
Shouldn't have gone to the brothel.
Right. But the second part of this is that because it's connected to a sex trafficking ring, and apparently this place is... like the women there apparently were not allowed eating, not allowed leaving. They eat there, they sleep there. They don't speak English, and so if he's, it's that aspect of it that is the second part. And these things are run by billionaire. Like this sex trafficking world is a $1 billion industry, and it's run by billionaires.
Yep.
And it's kind of like this. This was just my thought. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying it's kind of hard to believe that in this billionaire club, that he has no idea that this place could be affiliated with that. Now it could be that he didn't know, but it's not his first time there.
Yeah. And
the fact that it's hard for me to believe that he didn't have any idea that it is a sex trafficking area or whatever the case is. And
he didn't end up there by accident,
right?
It was by design.
Yes, so he knows what's going on. So it's that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know if they'll be able to prove that. I don't know if they'll be able to talk about that, whatever. But for me, it shines the light on the sex trafficking more than about this. Like to me personally, it's less about him soliciting prostitution. Personally, it's more about the connection to sex trafficking.
How deep it goes.
How deep does it go?
Because initially to me it was like, okay, it's this old man, old billionaire who was married to the same lady for almost 50 years.
That's not okay.
No, hear me out.
I'm
not saying like it's good, it's fine. I'm just saying I was like, okay, it's an old man who's now a widower, and he was trying to get a cheap nut, and that's why he got stuck over there. So it's not well cheap, dude. He was paying like $50-$60 for like a rub and tug. So and they have video of him.
They have video of him receiving oral and manual. That's how they said it. Manual.
Yeah. Manual. Yeah. Like the car.
Manual.
The car's transmission.
Maybe she treated it that way. Who knows?
I want to know how do you think it affects the Patriots brand and KD Kraft dinner?
I don't think he's that Kraft.
You sure?
I don't think because he's like a media magnate.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know.
I don't think it's Kraft.
I thought it was Kraft.
No, like
it's not the family.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't think so. I think
somebody let us know how Robert Kraft made his money.
I think it's media.
But talking about, to me it makes sense. It tells me that Deflategate and all the other cheating was real.
But listen, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, listen, the Patriots. You got Darth Vader as your coach.
I'm a Patriots fan, by the way.
You got Darth Vader as your coach. You had your quarterback suspended for 4 games because they found out the whole Deflategate thing.
Darth Vader as a coach.
And then they were like, hey Tom, no, I like him, I respect him. But they were like, hey Tom, for this investigation, we're gonna need your phone. He's like, I smashed it. You're like, what do you mean you smashed it? Yeah, I do that sometimes. What do you mean you do that?
Robert Kraft told him to say that.
But that's what I'm saying. So as much as they're a dynasty, and I respect what they're doing, like. Who cares? He's an OG. Like, this is not surprising. Like, to find this out. And hey, if Hollywood has taught me anything, it's always old rich white guys that are in those brothels and
ran by like the Russian mafia,
or at those places where there's a madam.
But honestly, the whole human trafficking, that shit is so sad. Like your kid or somebody's children might have been taken away or kidnapped for that stuff. Or you might have been thinking that you're going to America for the American dream, but you end up in some container somewhere, and when you wake up, you're in this place.
Maybe, right? Especially it's Florida, so it's right there. It's a coast, right? DJ saying the most requested experience from legal sex workers is the boyfriend experience. Maybe he finally got to third base with his new girlfriend. And then, he said for Kraft, Phil saying essentially getting a lease on the Patriots stadium, then let idiotic people blow money. He did paper, I think, to start, and then got into media. So it's
like newspaper.
Yeah, but he's a media guy. Yeah, okay. He's a media guy. Anyway, click the like button to share the show. Let's move on. We'll see what happens, but the odds are like. What's actually, you know what? Before we move on, the question is going to be like, what does the NFL do? Because they crack down on the athletes crazy.
That's going to be huge.
But the owner, like, what can you do? The worst
owners have more power than the NFL.
Yes, but here's the thing. I remember maybe draft picks. I remember when what's his name? The owner of the Colts. He was found in his car with a bunch of cash and some blow, essentially, and he got suspended for 4 games. And they told him that he had to go to rehab. And then there was also the owner.
Suspend an owner for 4 games.
He can't sit in your box for 4 games. Okay. And then there was also the owner of the Carolina Panthers, who was like there was like there was some type of solicitation, but within the organization, he was like, I guess, harassing people, and they essentially forced him to sell the team. Mm-hmm. So but they're not but New England, because they're who like if it was some bunk team, it would have been different. But this is a dynasty. Yeah, so I doubt that they're gonna. So I doubt they're gonna be like, man, it's Trump's boy, and he's cool with Goodell, who's the commissioner of the league.
And they just grab him by any parts of your body too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it's draft picks, but like, do they really? Who cares? You lose a first round draft pick, you're picking last in the first round because you won the Super Bowl anyway. Yeah, and so who cares really?
Yeah, so. It's not. I don't know, man. I think
can they forfeit games?
I'm thinking about. What happened with the Clippers a few years ago?
Sterling.
Right? So it was he was talking doo-doo about a whole race of people.
That's because the players have way more weight in the NBA.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, he was forced to sell.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But that was just from talking. But this guy, allegedly, he is getting sexual favors from human trafficked women.
Yes.
That is messed up. I said it. Yeah. That is, to me, like the harassment is bad, but also being part of a situation that's so friggin' bad by taking away people's dreams and stuff like that and forcing them to do it. Like, no one is gonna take these girls' words over a Robert Kraft, right? He's gonna get off easy.
Well, especially if they don't speak English.
That's even worse, man. Like,
so I'm not even trying to joke. I'm
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like to me, like that whole sex trafficking thing, like it's a very sad situation. And I think. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think what one of the things that we need to take into consideration was actually brought up to me recently, is we have to be mindful about when we're talking about sex trafficking, and Robert Kraft being involved in something like that. The men or the women out there that are bringing him down or talking bad about him because of this, like pornography is a huge thing when it comes to sex trafficking.
That's true,
right? And so the same people that are saying, "Oh, he's horrible and he's this and he's that," we'll go home at night and
can we see your browser?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And no, but it's true.
It's true.
And that was something that actually was brought to my attention a few years back about pornography and sex trafficking, whatever. And for me, it was a huge eye opener. It's not something that I always remembered, but it was a huge eye opener to the fact that, hey man, there's people that are suffering horribly. You know what I mean? And so for me, it really just brings a huge light to that, and it's yeah.
Absolutely. Huge to that. And Lex is saying, yeah, I agree. Rob is pretty nuts. No pun intended.
Boom. He's an asshole. But before we move on, I wanna say this. I think out of all the three dudes we talked about, which one is the worst? Which one is public enemy number one?
If everything is true, if with all three stories and everything is true, it's Kells, man.
It's R.Kelly.
It's the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper. Like, that name is devastating now.
But you know what's funny? I read an interview and they're like, and the guy who was conducting the interview, he's like, where that's from, right? Like,
yeah.
That's not a good thing. And he's like, oh, I thought it was just the flute. And it's like,
no, it's not.
No, it's not good. But anyway, so click the like button, share the show. Last topic of the day, going to be an interesting one, but we want to get your feedback on this. So, in the news, they've been talking a lot about. Yeah, can we get some water? I'm starting to feel these Fruit Loops, but this sugar is killing me. So we've been hearing a lot about, and no, we're not talking about Kardashians. We're going to talk about something else. But we've been talking about Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson and him messing around with Jordan Woods or whatever. Oh, by the way, she's going to be on Jada's show there on that red table.
Yeah.
She's already benefiting from
it. But that's the whole point. Of course. Because I just randomly saw that. I was like, oh, really? Because they just show her walking to the table and just kind of sitting like this. And they're like, oh, she's going to talk about it. So she's going to get her money.
Kim's mom?
She's a genius. She's a genius.
Amazing.
Well, she's talking about making money by any means necessary.
Yeah, and human trafficking.
Oh, man. Oh, Lex is saying Smollett's the worst because Kells, we've known about this for years.
Okay. So maybe in that case, it makes us worse for accepting it all these years.
Well, but to be honest with you, we didn't have any definitive. There wasn't any definitive proof with R.Kelly. There's
no sex tapes or anything like that, right?
Yeah, there was a sex tape, but you can't prove how old the girl is.
It wasn't
in HD, right? That's been my point. Okay. I'm sorry.
If only he had an iPhone or an Android back then.
I've been trying to tell people this for the longest time. Do you know why Lil' Kim is so popular compared to other people that has sex tapes? Her tape was best quality. Her tape had the best quality.
Oh,
Wow. You can see every tang.
Wow. Egg tang.
Anyways.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
Cassandra said, yes, I'll be watching to see what excuses she gives. The Jordan Woods thing. I already heard the excuses that she was like blackout drunk, but whatever. Anyway.
So it only happened one time? That's what you're trying to say?
That's what she's trying to say. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, what that brings to mind, though, is when that relationship started, Chloe was single. Tristan had a girlfriend who was pregnant at the time. So giving that... Wait,
say that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, Tristan Thompson had a girlfriend at the time who was pregnant. He left said girlfriend to be with single Chloe.
Got it.
Okay? Now, with that being said, when you look at that entire context, is it hard to look at that situation and feel bad or look at Chloe as a victim in that situation?
No. She was part of initiating that cycle.
Because don't get me wrong, I know Thompson is in the wrong, but I'm saying like you were single, you knew he had a girlfriend who was pregnant, he was in a relationship, but who knows who was more aggressive? I don't know, but you still got into that situation.
Yeah, and you deserve everything coming your way: love, happiness, and betrayal. Right? Like you convinced him to leave his thing and his new thing, which is the kid, to come with you. And now you're going to claim him? He wasn't yours to begin with. It's like stealing land from people and telling them that they can't come back. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's your land. It's still theirs. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And Cassandra's answering your question. Apparently she's been at it with Tristan for a month. So it wasn't just like a one-time thing.
So I do not agree with promoting that Red Table podcast.
But you're gonna watch it.
I will not. Like some.
No, I will not. Dude. Now I sound like the Jussie brothers.
No, man. Like I don't want to watch that. Like I don't want to promote the Kardashians.
I've watched that show in general with Tess, and it's actually pretty interesting. But
I like the show, but not this particular topic. Yeah. I don't want to encourage that. Like honestly, that topic itself, you know, like when you're putting trust into someone, you know, it's not easy. You're putting yourself vulnerable, right? Yeah. I don't want to be part of promoting someone who's encouraging that, right? Like she's going to make her career off of this situation,
at least for the next few months.
Like Black China, you know. She made her career.
Dudes just need to stop sleeping with strippers. Really, like seriously.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic. Just stop.
They're trained to make you feel good and feel loved. Okay, strippers. Like if he hasn't picked that up, he's a problem.
Strippers are the new R&B singers.
Wow.
Baby, I know.
or in the case of Cardi B, they're Grammy Award winners.
Okay. Oh, but
she grinded to get.
I can't say grinded anymore. She's on her Grizzly. I respect her.
I do. So do I.
And she's no gold digger because she's so successful. It makes Offset seem like the gold digger. Yeah. And he was successful before her.
It's crazy. If you listen to satellite radio, you can hear 3 songs in a row that have Cardi B on them. Yeah. In some way, shape, or form.
And what's crazy is that she's come in the game, and then you see people that had this history, like Nicki Minaj, who's like hating on her so much, right? It's just like hating on her so much. You know what I mean? Like you can tell when you feel threatened. Like
I mean, you know, with songs like Anaconda, like you're a lyrical genius. Right?
But the thing with Cardi B, to me, she's like Coca-Cola. She's the real thing. Not knowing
like the original with cocaine in it.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. But she owns it, unlike other people. Yeah. She knows who she is. She owns it, and she does the best with it. Yeah. But she's not relying on anybody else's grind to push herself up.
Fair enough. No, that's true. So
how do we end up talking about Cardi B?
So I guess the general consensus is no. Like nobody should feel bad. Like
no. What are your thoughts?
Well, okay. So anybody who's been cheated on, or whatever the case, if you've done it,
cheated on before.
If any girls have been cheated on or felt violated or felt like your trust has been taken or whatever, there has to be some sort of like, not feeling sorry, but some sort of I feel for them. You know what I mean? So I feel for the fact that she's in this position or whatever. There is that feeling, but I do understand the idea that hey, like, your relationship to begin with shouldn't have been, right? And I think that's what we have to, like, the relationship that she had with Tristan, like, kind of allude to what you were saying, the relationship that she had with Tristan shouldn't have been in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, your hurt, your hurt is completely like, it shouldn't have even happened. You shouldn't be having this hurt right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was other things, there's a complete other way that you could have gone, but you put yourself in this position and you didn't have to.
What I find ironic about this is that because they ended up having a kid together, right? Tristan and the kid's name is True.
True.
That's the name of the kid. True.
She named like the
True.
True.
Like True.
True. True. True Thompson. That's the name of the kid.
And it happened.
Yeah.
Like the first time we learned about him cheating on her happened at like when she was giving birth or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like the exact same thing that happened to Tristan's ex happened to her.
So history repeated itself.
Yeah.
But did you hear like, I think I saw someone put in a comment section of all this stuff happening. They said left his girlfriend for a white woman, then white woman got left for a black girl. Happy Black History Month. I was like, golly.
Yo, that's an interesting perspective.
But that's what I was saying. I was like, I was not thinking that at all. I was thinking it's an unfortunate situation, but I was also thinking like, man, like, the first thing I thought is I was like, yo, Tristan must be on some next level stuff if all these girls are like falling into these different situations with him. Or they're just trying to take his money.
That might be next level stuff. I mean, like, he's an NBA star. He's not an ugly dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's
an NBA player.
And why does he have to represent Canada like that? Shameful.
Man.
We're supposed to be friendly.
You know, I'll be... I have a story. Okay? Based on everything that's happening, I had a situation with a girl, and, like, way back in the day, before my wife.
He's got to say way back in the
long
day.
time ago. Long
or you just hear, what?
Long time ago, like Bernie Mac, long time ago.
So I had a situation a long time ago, way back, where it was so similar to this. The girl had a dude, and I became the side dude that became the main dude. That became the side dude.
Oh Lord.
So here's the thing, when that happened, I'm like, I knew what I had. There's no reason for me to be butthurt because that was the situation that I put myself in.
So you're thinking maybe Chloe is like, okay, that's now I know. But would you not have known that from like the first time?
The first time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like,
what do you mean the first time? First time what?
When he cheated and she was pregnant.
Oh right. And she took him back.
Yeah. So basically, like, I think it's important for her not to be naive, you know, and be like, oh, poor me. Dude, you knew the situation from the get-go. You just got to accept it. You got to man up and accept it, you know?
Like, do you think that's, how do I say? Because I was going to say, that's almost like life humbling you in that situation. Because sometimes, I'm not saying that's how she was, I'm just saying in general. Because think about it, if she's a single girl...
Chloe got no luck.
But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to my perspective.
Yeah.
Because someone who has low self-esteem, let's just say, boosts their self-esteem, they could say, yo, he's got a girl, but I want to see what I've got to be able to pull him away.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So then they pull them away, right? Win, essentially, but then have the situation played back on them.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, it's all a matter of like ego and like
lust
and self-worth almost.
Yeah.
In that sense, right? Tristan included. There's probably some low self-worth going
probably.
on.
Not for sure.
Did you see what Obama said when he was on stage with Golden State guy, number 30? What's his name? Steph Curry. He's like, you guys, young boys need to be comfortable enough in your sexuality that you don't need 8 girls around you. Mm-hmm. That you need 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Michelle told him to say that.
But he's comfortable enough to say it back.
That's true. Right? No, I think that if you're putting yourself in a position where, like that Chloe did, mm-hmm. there is an aspect of her self-worth, mm-hmm. right? And I think with him, I think there's an aspect of his self-worth. But you can't. I've personally never seen somebody leave a relationship and go into another relationship and that relationship be successful. You need that time in between. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like you need that time. Even let's say him and Chloe could have worked. Mm-hmm. It was already rocky because he's leaving emotions and feelings and whatever things that were going on over here unfinished and going over here. So no matter what, it was a recipe for disaster.
I agree. But Chloe can't catch a break, yo. She was with what's his name?
Lamar.
The Lakers, mm-hmm. right? That turned out so sour. It didn't turn out well.
Yeah, but that's because of his addictions. But he had like drug addictions.
But aren't they all like, other than the young ones right now because they're still young? Like there's the one that's with Travis Scott, and then there's the other one who I don't know who she's with. But then
she's with Blake Griffin.
The other one?
Kylie Jenner.
No, Kendall. The other
Kendall. Yeah, sorry, Kendall. Yeah, she's with Blake.
I guess they have.
As far as I know.
Forget about not having a type, huh? Like,
yeah.
Jeez, okay, they're all NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Ben Simmons.
Oh, she's with Ben Simmons now.
Yeah,
she was with Blake, though.
Jesus.
Yeah. She's like them light-skinned, ginormous guys.
Damn daywalkers.
But you know what? If your dad was like one of the greatest athletes ever,
yeah.
You're not going to settle for like a regular dude, right?
Oh, but they have regular dudes in between. We just hear about the stars.
Exactly.
Even as a woman,
she was married to a regular dude first. Kim Kardashian. She's been married. She was married.
She was married before. Yeah.
She was married even before like the Ray J tape and all that stuff. She was married.
Really?
Yeah. She was married. She's been married before. This is like
this is her third. Yeah, because she married what's his name? Chris Humphries.
She married Chris Humphries. She married Kanye.
And there's another guy before. Okay, all right.
Yeah, there was another dude before.
Anyways, enough about the
That's when she was pretty.
That was when she was
I've never had that much conversation or time talking about them, man.
That's enough. Anyway, let's wrap up the show. So conclusion, CJ felt like vomiting after one bite of Fruit Loops.
It's nasty.
You know what?
Of it is nasty. It's nasty.
I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of Fruit Loops. I think it's too fruity for me.
Haters.
It's like fruitcake. I can't eat fruitcake.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is probably the best. I just went with what was my favorite as a child growing up.
Sorry?
Now I understand when I eat it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is on point.
Yeah. I like it when it's soggy. When it gets soggy, the Fruit Loops.
No.
For real, you like it crunchy?
I like my cornflakes soggy. I like my Frosted Flakes soggy.
Oh no, the cornflakes soggy just makes me feel.
I like Captain Crunch crunchy. Yeah, that's gross, man. I like the Captain Crunch crunchy though.
Yeah,
especially when it like cuts the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, I ain't never had
cuts
it.
It cuts it up so. Yo,
really?
In Family Guy, when they made a joke about that, I was freaking dying because they made a joke about, you know how you can ask the Don a favor on the day of his daughter's wedding or whatever,
like the Godfather,
and then they show the Don just sitting there and he says, "And why do you want me to kill this Count Chocula?" And then they just show Captain Crunch, and he's like, "Because that son of a bitch is telling lies. My cereal does not cut the roof of your mouth." And I'm like, "Yes, it does. Yes, it does." Oh man, great scene. But man, but that's it for today, man. So thank you so much, CJ.
Hey, man.
Tell the people where they can find you, your social media, and where they can find you to get a fresh cut.
All right. Well, so my social media is Grandmaster_Fades. That's my Instagram. I don't have Twitter, Facebook, anything like that, but you can hit me up there on Instagram. I'm always on there. And the salon is James Salon. Check us out, jamessalon.com. You can see my bio out there and everything. We're located here in Orleans at 1968 Portobello. So come on out and hit me up.
Make sure you make an appointment.
You have to make an
appointment. I tried a couple of times to get CJ, and I'm like, yo, forget him, man. Oh, CJ's busy. He's booked up for the day. And I'm like, what about tomorrow? How about next week? I'm like, nah.
Okay, wait, can I just say something about that? Okay, so we have people out here that want their barbers and want to be able to see their barbers, you know, and so on. And I understand that I am busy. Okay, I get it. But I didn't set up this appointment thing for me. I set it up for the clients. Because all the years I've been cutting hair and so on and so forth, I don't know about you, but I know people are tired of sitting at the barbershop for 2-3 hours.
It's a barbershop. You're supposed to sit there and talk for 2-3 hours.
Right, but our lives have changed.
This dude is trying to change
our lives.
The way the world has worked for thousands of years.
So you want to sit at the barbershop for 3 hours?
No.
Okay, all right. So my point is,
I want to go in and get a cut.
So my point is I set up the appointment system so that you guys can come in and come out. Now it's on y'all to make sure that you plan accordingly. I've had people, now my people, black people, I've had people tell me over and over again, but CJ, man, you know, my life don't work like that. I can't make appointments, man. You know, my life just don't work that way. So I guess you don't see a dentist or a doctor or nobody then.
Apparently.
Right. Okay. So anyways, I just wanted to say, I make the appointments for you guys. It's not my benefits for you.
Fair enough.
I do not like any of the stuff that he just said. Okay? But no, for real, CJ is one of the barbers in the city.
100%.
And it was an honor having you on the show again.
Thank you.
And hopefully we could have you on more. Especially when it has to do with NBA, because he's so knowledgeable.
Anytime.
Yeah. But if we were talking about boxing and stuff, it would just be you two, and I'd just be sitting here.
Oh, you a boxing fan?
Yes, brother.
Oh, for real?
Yes, you see his picture with Lennox Lewis and his.
Oh,
yes, brother.
Oh.
Lennox Lewis came to my house. I cut his hair at my house.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that he no longer has dreads, that's cool, man.
All right, y'all, man. Yeah. So it's been a blast. We'll be back in 2 weeks because next week life happens with we got birthdays and stuff, and then it's March break, and then we have a fire guest.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be interesting. So make sure you guys tune in 2 weeks. We'll give you guys some content during those 2 weeks that we're away, but. Yo, spread the word, man. These conversations are fun, and we're getting more and more people involved in these conversations, and it's interesting to see people's perspectives, which is fun.
Dude, next week, my twins are turning 9.
Wow.
Damn.
Yo, okay. Here's my question. So between the three of us here, how many kids we got? Because you got like...
I have 6.
He has more than the two of us put together.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Almost. So okay, almost. so
almost
4.
So 10. So we have 13 kids between the three of us. 13 kids.
Wow. We're trying to repopulate.
Yo, somebody needs to study what's going on here.
So, people are like, man, those black guys over there, man. Those black guys.
13 kids.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm old that my kids are turning 9. How old is your oldest?
She's 22, turning 20. Yes, 22.
This dude had him at like 9 years old, man.
Yeah. So CJ, like we say, black don't crack. CJ is actually 57 years old.
CJ can be a granddad any day. That's crazy. Any day, yeah. He looks younger than me. That's crazy.
You're what is it, young 40?
Young 46.
Young 46.
Young 46.
You're young 46. Anyway, yo, peace out, y'all. We're having too much fun. It's going to keep going on. All right? But we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And make sure you guys click the link, share the show, watch the show. And if you can't watch the entire video, remember, there's a podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, all that good stuff.
Nice. Lex says, she ain't no victim, no way.
Oh, man. And we leave on that note.
Yeah.